Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Lofty, and we're gonna be doing something a little different. This video is sponsored by Okay, let me shut up. If you don't know who I am, just welcome. All right. My volume. The volume has got to be up for Llama Arts. Buy a Llama Arts plushie. Okay, let's do that.
So this story takes place when I was about 16 years old. At my school, I played for the volleyball team, and every year we would go to a camp and do volunteer work for this guy. The camp was in the middle of nowhere. When we got to the camp, we immediately started to work until 8 p.m. This was around October, so it was already dark at 8.
All right.
My two friends and I were sitting around the fire, trying to figure out something we could do so we weren't so bored. We heard that there was a small river down the hill from the camp, and we thought we could check it out. The problem was that it was some guy's property, and the owner of the camp told us to not disturb him since the guy was a little strange. We weren't really supposed to leave the camp, but being 16 years old, we loved breaking the rules.
Of course.
We walked about 10 minutes from the camp and finally reached the river. It was bigger than we expected, and there was a large wooden bridge that crossed it.
Oh,
the bridge was about...
Hold on, bro, you want to cross that?
...was big enough to let a truck go over it. My two friends and I decided to go under the bridge and check it out. As we were walking by the shoreline, we saw two headlights off in the distance moving towards the bridge, so we bolted underneath it and hid. We then heard the truck roll over our heads and to the other side. My friends and I chilled there for a while, just talking and throwing rocks in the water. It was about 8:30 at this time, and now it was pretty much pitch black.
Dang, 8:30 this
That's
dark?
when we started to hear a slow rumble in the distance.
Uh-oh.
The same truck had come back, and this time it was moving much slower. We stayed put under the bridge, stifling our laughter. Eventually, the truck moved over the bridge, but rather than going over to the other side,
They stopped.
the truck stopped right on top of us. The only thing you could hear was the rushing water and the hum of the engine. Then, the door of the truck swung open, and out came a loud thump on top of the bridge. Then we heard a loud scream saying, "I know you're out there!
Oh, shit.
I'm gonna find you!" I looked at my friends, and they were both shaking in fear. This must have been the crazy property owner, and he seemed pissed that we were on his land. He started screaming and saying he was gonna hurt us if he finds us. We could see that he had a flashlight, and he was swinging it around looking for us. We heard loud thumps as he walked around a little bit, calling out for us, and thank God he never went under the bridge. Eventually, it went silent, and it sounded as if he went back into his truck. I was too terrified to move. We sat there for about 10 minutes, and then my one friend, who we'll call Trevor, whispered in my ear, saying that we have to go. I gave him a quick nod, and in slow motion we moved out from under the bridge. We started to army crawl on the shoreline of the river, and I remember looking behind me to see the top of the bridge. I saw a white Ford F-150, and the driver's seat was the man, staring right at me with a sinister smile, and he even gave me a little wave. At that moment I screamed and ran. My friends saw me run and took off after me. I could hear screaming from behind us. I took a quick glance behind me and saw that he was chasing after us.
Holy
I couldn't quite
smokes.
make out the object in his hand, but it seemed to be a weapon of some sort. We ran into the forest and ducked behind a bush. It was pitch black in the forest, and we couldn't hear a thing. We sat there for a while, just shaking. The man never walked by us, and we never heard him. After we gathered our courage, we got up and walked back to camp, got into our tents, and tried to fall asleep. The next morning, we talked to the camp owner about the man that owned the property of the river. The camp owner said that he didn't know much about the man, but he knows that he has some mental problems and he'd been accused of assault. I am so happy that we were able to escape from underneath the bridge. I can't imagine what would have happened if he caught us.
Death. Yo, bro, I used to love these. I'm telling you. Hold on, I got time for one more.
Get a free 30-day trial using code LLAMA at shutter.com.
All right.
More details at the end of the video.
All right, amen. Hey, this one's by Llama again, and it's titled Disturbing True Tender Days.
This
I can't
happened
read.
when I was 17 years old. It's been nearly 2 years since my girlfriend broke up with me, and I was very chewed up about it on the inside.
Yeah, I feel you.
I've called her several times, but it always went to voicemail. I've tried texting her on Messenger since, ironically, we were friends on Facebook, but still, not a single response. As the weeks went by, I became very devastated and was worried that I'd never find love again.
Dang.
My brother
Bro, you're
told me
17.
to just forget about my ex-girlfriend and that it was time for me to move on. He introduced me to this app called Tinder, which he said was great for online dating. I was very familiar with online dating, but never actually done any of it, because there was no way that I even felt like hooking up with some random person I met online. But I figured it couldn't hurt to try it out, so I decided to give it a shot. After I finished setting up my account and was done creating my profile, I just started randomly liking a few of the girls that I thought were pretty. I'm not picky, I just wanted to make sure that I found the right girl for me. A few weeks later, I've had already received my first match on Tinder. Her name was Robin.
Oh.
She had blue hair, freckles, and beautiful amethyst purple lips.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie.
But just expect me to slide in those deep.
Even better, she lived in the same town as me.
Yeah, way too good to be true.
By the way, I live in Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah, I see that.
We started having a friendly group chat on Tinder, which was going well. Her message said, "You may not know me, but we went to the same high school."
Okay.
I replied, "Are you sure?" She said, "Yeah, I was always the quiet one at the back of class."
Stop the cap.
What was the name of my high school?
Anyways, I think you're really cute. We should hang out sometime. I agreed and asked her to where she wanted to hang out, where to meet her, and what time I should be there. She said we'd hang out at her place and meet her at the park tomorrow night at around 9 p.m. I accepted. I got to the park that night at around 9
park
p.m.
at 9
sharp.
p.m.?
I didn't call her
freak?
because I didn't want to sound
Hold
too
on.
desperate. Some time passed and I finally decided to call her to no response. I also tried texting her to no avail as well. It was around 9:30 p.m. There was still no sign of her and I was beginning to grow impatient. I was starting to think that maybe she wasn't going to show up at all. I sighed and said, I knew this was too good to be true. She's not even here yet. Screw it. I'm going home. I can't believe I came out here this late for nothing. Oh well, so much for online dating. I was about to start my walk home when suddenly I saw a black convertible pull up to my location. The car stopped right in front of me, and the window rolled down, revealing a creepy-looking old man who was probably in his mid-30s. He gazed at me with a weird smile and asked, "You going somewhere, kid?" I responded, "Yeah, I'm just headed home." He asked me why I was out there this late, and told him that I was supposed to meet someone, but it seemed like she wasn't going to show up. He said, "Oh, you must be waiting for my daughter." The man, by the name of Jeff, introduced himself to me as Robin's father. He told me that Robin couldn't meet me at the park because she remembered that was the night she had to go to a slumber party with her friends, and she forgot to cancel. He told me she wouldn't be home till 11 o'clock, and that's when I knew my night was a bust. He apologized and offered to give me a ride home.
No thanks.
I knew it was going to take too long for me to walk, so I accepted.
He's dead.
It was going to be a long drive, but luckily I knew all the shortcuts to my house. I told him where I lived and how to get there as I got into the car. After a few minutes, I was feeling tired from being out so late.
No way you
So I
fall
closed
asleep.
my eyes for just a few short seconds and dozed off. Not long afterward, I awoke. Feeling a little drowsy, I rubbed my eyes and realized that I was still in the car. I asked the man where we were, as this wasn't the usual route to my house. He said, "Relax, kid, this is a shortcut. We're almost there." I asked where we were going, and then he looked at me with some sinister grin on his face and just chuckled. I felt my heart almost explode out of my chest as he did that. I looked down and saw a handgun sticking out of his jacket pocket. I put two and two together and realized what was happening. I told him, "Let me out now!"
What?
He responded,
You are a brave man.
Truth or dare?
Why am I getting it?
Then, he put his foot on the accelerator, speeding up the car. I tried to get out, but he had already put the child lock on. It seemed hopeless.
You can child lock the front
trapped.
doors? I didn't even know that.
There was no way out. To make matters worse, we were driving through a forest area with no cell service. I couldn't even call for help,
Punch him.
but I just had to get out. As soon as the car started to slow down, I stabbed him in the shoulder with a
gosh.
pocket knife that
There
I
we
found
go.
on the floor. He screamed in pain
Why in the
as I
shoulder,
was
though?
able to turn off the child lock, unlock the door, and run as fast as I could into the woods.
Bro, take the car.
While I was running, I could hear multiple
Oh my
gunshots
God.
being fired at me, but luckily, not a single one hit me. I never looked back because I had the fear of the man chasing me at the back of my mind. I dove behind a tree and hid under a bush. I heard the man yelling,
You can't hide from me! I will find you!
I covered my mouth with my hands and held my breath, trying not to make a sound. Everything was silent for a while, until I saw the man was looking for me with a flashlight. He flashed it past me multiple times. When I heard his footsteps going
pause,
deeper into
bro.
the woods, that's when I knew the coast was clear. I ran, using the flashlight on my phone to help navigate me through the dark and
should you do
scary
that, though?
woods. In hindsight, I knew that was a stupid move considering the situation. I could hear the leaves crunching and the twigs snapping as I ran, which would also
that's-
easily give away my position.
That's stupid, man.
When the crunching and snapping got louder, I looked behind me and my heart dropped when I
He's chasing
saw
you?
that the man was chasing me.
Oh, snap.
I ran as fast as I could with the man hot on my tail, firing every single last live round he had in his gun.
Hey, how much he got,
But
though?
thankfully, the shots missed again.
There's nowhere for you to hide!
What the?
He said. I thought I was going to die, until I heard the man trip over something,
Oh.
and I was able to get away unharmed. I kept running until I was out of the woods and back onto the road. Looking behind me then, he was nowhere to be seen, which means I lost him. I sighed in relief, and then I saw a red car driving down the road.
Hey,
I was able to
give me a
wave
ride.
it down and told the driver that I was kidnapped and almost killed by
Watch
some
the bro
crazy
get
man in
kidnapped
the
again.
woods. It took a lot of begging, but the driver finally gave me a ride to the police station, and I told the cops everything. Unfortunately, I didn't get the man's tag number, but I gave the police a clear description. After the police had run a search, they told me that he didn't even have a daughter, and that they've
Yep.
been trying to catch this guy for months. As it turns out, he's wanted in several countries for the kidnappings of multiple teenagers and young men. How I managed to escape him is a miracle. The officers kindly gave me a ride home, and I didn't tell anyone what happened except my brother. The man was never found, nor was he ever caught, and they say he's still out there, even to this day, which scares me the most. What's even worse is that I stupidly gave him my address, so who knows if he might try to kidnap me again. Needless to say, my days of using Tinder weren't over after that. The whole incident just made me a lot more cautious from there on out.
He's dead. If you guys enjoyed that, look, go check out Llama Arts. Listen, they're the GOATs, all right?